everybody, it's Shelly. I haven't been on here in a very long time. I was doing my law of attraction videos, and I've just really been focusing on my reselling career in the last several months, and I've been doing really good. I've definitely hit some new goals that I had not hit before, and just putting a lot of energy into it. And so I am on Facebook, as probably most of you are, and I belong to some reseller groups on Facebook, and a lot of new people come on there and want to learn how to be resellers. So one of their first questions is, when I go to the thrift store, what do I buy? Like, what are the things that I can buy to resell to make a bunch of money? The truth is, you can buy just about any category. Every category. Like, there's not just about, every single category has a potential to make money. So my answer to that question is, what do I buy to make money reselling? Here, just a second. I have my son's, okay, excuse the mess. I'm a reseller. It's chaotic back here. So I have my son's cockatiel in my office now. He went on a vacation with some friends, and I put him in my office so he could look out the window and see the world go by. And I've kept him in here because my son's been working a lot. So if he starts squawking, hopefully he won't. That's what that is. Anyways, I wanted to close him in his cage because he went in there to eat, and he's kind of a pain in the butt to get in there. Okay, so back to my subject of this video, which is people, newbies, new resellers asking, what do I buy at the thrift store or at the garage sales or at the estate sales or auctions or wherever you go to source inventory for your reselling business? What do you buy? As you can see behind me, I'm a clothing reseller. That's what I love selling, is clothes. So my answer to their question, because you know what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody to say, well, you're going to need to go out and find this electronic or this brand of clothes or this brand of shoes or this video game or this sporting goods brand. And if you do that, you'll make a fortune. They're looking for shortcuts. The truth is, you start with what you know. If you are a horse person, which I am, and when I find horse stuff, I grab it and mix it into my inventory. But if you're a horse person, start selling horse stuff because you know what it is. You know what brands of bits, what brands of bridles, what brands of saddles, what brands of, brushes and all the accessories you can have for a horse. You know that. So start with what you know. And just because you spent $1,500 on a saddle doesn't mean that you're going to get $1,500 for it online. If you spent that, you might get $200. It just depends. Like, sometimes you will get $1,500 because it's kept its value. But you just have to know. Oh, Jesus, somebody turning around. I'm like the Mrs. Kravitz of my neighborhood, in case you were wondering. Jeez, dude. Anyways, I always tell people, sell what you know. If you're a golfer and you know the good golf clubs, go to the thrift stores and start sorting through the golf clubs. Go to garage sales and start sorting through their golf clubs or buying a whole set. If you are a video game player, a gamer, and you know all the good video games, the up and coming stuff that's coming, the consoles, are they called consoles? The player things. If you know all that stuff, then start there. If you collect dolls, start there. If you love fashion, I am a jeans and t-shirt, sweats and t-shirt, hoodie kind of gal. I always do my hair. I've got my hair. Got my glasses on. Anyways, I always do my hair. I always put my makeup on. I am not a pajama bottom, hair in a bun kind of girl. I definitely do put my face and hair together every day, but I'm comfortable. I wear tennis shoes. Anyways, but I love fashion. I don't wear fashion, but I love fashion. And I love brands and I love fits and all that good stuff. So I'm always out there looking for clothes. And how do I know what brands to buy? Because I keep up with the current situation. 5-10 years ago, LuLaRoe, the super comfy, soft, stretchy leggings and shirts and dresses and all that, they were worth a fortune. If you found LuLaRoe at the thrift store, you grabbed it. Right now, the thrift stores are full of LuLaRoe. You can get tons of LuLaRoe. If you like LuLaRoe and you don't want to pay full price, go to the thrift stores. It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's like every 5th to 10th piece of clothing on the rack. I just went to Goodwill today and just zipping through it. LuLaRoe, LuLaRoe, LuLaRoe. Wow. Miss Me jeans. You used to be able to get Miss Me jeans and get, $50, $100 for a pair. And now you're lucky if you get $20 to $40 a pair. But the thrift stores are still selling them for $20 a pair. And you might go there and say, "Oh, I heard Miss Me jeans are go." They're not anymore. So that's just it. Like, I can sit here and tell you all of what I know, but I don't know everything. And it's going to change in 6 months. In 6 months, that might not be. Like, I know Abercrombie and Fitch wasn't that great of a brand for a while, and now it's coming back. And so is Eddie Bauer. So you just have to find your niche and follow the trends. And if you want to try a new niche, get into it, and you have to look things up. So I'll talk about that, looking things up. So say you decide you want to sell, we'll just say golf clubs, okay? You want to sell golf clubs because you're an avid golfer and you know the good brands. You're out there with your buddies. He's got the brand new driver, the brand new putter, and you're like, holy crap. You go to the thrift store and you find it, and you're like, oh my gosh, Bob just bought this club for like $150, brand new. I'm going to grab it. And say the thrift store wants $10 for it. Well, if you haven't looked it up online, it might only be going for $15 or $20, just because that's what the market is for it online. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it. But what he just spent $150 on, he could have went on eBay or Mercari or whatever other platform, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. He could have went on there and bought it for $20 or $30 or $15 or whatever. So how do you look something up? You get that app on your phone. I'm going to open up my phone. Let's watch a TikTok. Imagine that. So see, I have eBay, I have Poshmark, I have Mercari, I have PayPal, I have Facebook. So if I'm looking up clothes, because I'm probably going to be selling it on Poshmark, I go to Poshmark. If I'm going to look something else up, I'm going to go on eBay. So you get the eBay app. You open up the app, and at the top, it'll have a search bar. You put in there, super duper golf club. And it's immediately going to show you, let's say, 100 results that are for sale. Some of them are 150, some of them are 20. So you're just like, oh, wow, they're all over the place. How do I know what I can sell it for? Let me see, they all have it different. So you just have to find it. So if you're searching for something, I'm just going to put t-shirt. You search for t-shirt on eBay and it comes up. You can go, there's a little across the top, there's a filter button, and you hit filter and you go show more, and you go down until it says sold items, and you click on that, and then you scoot that screen out of the way. It's going to show you what t-shirts. I'm just like so generic there, but say I put like Pink Floyd t-shirt or something. It'll show me, number one, if there's 100 Pink Floyd t-shirts for sale, ranging in price from $4.99 to $250, And you're like, wow, how am I going to know where my Pink Floyd fits in there? Well, number one, is it vintage? Is it a concert t-shirt? Is it I don't know. Like, that's where you go to the solds. So then you click that filter button, you go down and find solds, you click on that, you swipe that whole screen out of the way, it's going to show you all the solds. So say there's 100 Pink Floyd shirts for sale on eBay, which I know there's a lot more, but I'm just giving you an example. And you go to the solds and there's 75. So that's a 75% sell-through rate, which is a whole nother thing that you want to look at. Because say if you went on there and there was 100 for sale, but only 2 sold, that's a 2% sell-through rate. And you don't want that because it's going to take forever to sell. But if you get on there and there's 100 for sale, and then you look at the solds and there's 300 that sold, oh my gosh, your t-shirt's going to sell so fast. So how do you figure out what that is? You put a little bit more details. Say it's a 1984 concert t-shirt signed. It's going to be worth a lot more than a Pink Floyd t-shirt that you bought at Walmart last week that is just a reproduction. But you go to those solds and then you'll get an idea of what they're selling for. So that's the way you find out. So you go and you put Super Duper Golf Club, say there's 100 of them for sale, ranging in price from $20 to $150, and you want to see what are they really selling for, because that particular club is specific. It's a number whatever driver, it's Super Duper Club, it's the modern one, it's the, Gopher special, I don't know. And then you go over to solds, say there's 100 for sale, you go over to solds and say there's 55 that have sold in the last 90 days. That's a 55% sell-through rate. That's pretty darn good. You want to stay around 50% or better. I mean, depending on how long you want to hang on to something. Just for example, I have clothes that I've had for several years, some of them, and I'm working on weeding those out. But it's like set it and forget it. You list them and then they stay there until they sell. So that sold will show you. So say you want to do cell phones, you really into cell phones, you've started fixing cell phones for your buddies, and you're like, I could buy broken cell phones from people and then fix the screens or whatever and then resell them on eBay, which is a job. There's a guy that I followed for a while that was making like $50,000 a month doing that. Period. Sometimes he was just selling a cracked screen cell phone and reselling it on eBay and making like $100 profit because someone just wanted to get rid of their cracked screen for $50 and he knew he could sell it for $150 with the cracked screen on eBay because somebody would grab it, fix it, and sell it for $250. So it's just like this chain of events. So it's the same thing. You look up the iPhone, say you've got like 4 iPhone 7s laying around, and you look up iPhone 7, and then oh, wow, iPhone 7s are going for $150. Well, how many of them sold for that? And then you go to the solds and you see, oh, look, they are selling, in between like 115 and 170, depending on the color and the quality and the scratches and all that. So to answer your question, if I want to become a reseller, what do I go buy to resell? What are the things I can resell? What are the secrets? Number one, you're not going to get too many secrets from seasoned resellers because they have built up their knowledge and experience to figure that out. And like I said, with clothing and with a lot of other stuff, it changes. Like clothes and fashion change so drastically, so quickly. And then there's the seasons, And so, and like say you're going to do sporting goods, you got to know the seasons. Is it going into football season? Is it going into, basketball season? What are those things that people are going to want, cleats for their kids or helmets for their whatever, or you got to keep track of all of that. So, hey, I bought all this basketball stuff, but I'm going to hold back until it gets closer to like basketball season. which I think we're in the middle of right now. But like, football season just ended. So do you want to start selling a bunch of football stuff? Well, you might, because there's all kinds of little, football leagues and stuff going on year round, and you could probably sell it. But if you save it until like, what is it, like July or August, when all the high schools are starting their football season, then you can sell a bunch of, shoulder pads and I don't know, all the stuff that goes with football. That's why I don't sell football stuff. So you start with what you know. And if you don't have anything that you know like that, if you really don't, if you just don't, like I got to work every day and I come home and watch TV and start selling stuff around the house. That's really what I tell people. I started selling my kids' outgrown clothes when they were little. They're now almost 20 and 24, and my stepdaughter is 31, 32. No, 31. So I started selling their, like, my daughter's little Nikes that she got and their clothes that they outgrew. And then I started realizing, hey, I'd tell my husband, you're not using those tennis shoes anymore. I'm going to sell them on eBay. This was like back in like the early 2000s. I think my eBay account goes back to 99. So like the early 2000s, I can remember my husband and my kids as they got older going, Mom, I'm going to set this here. I want to keep it. Don't sell it. Because I was just selling anything and everything that wasn't nailed down. And then I discovered thrifting, which I've always known about because I grew up. My parents had a secondhand antique store. My mom ran an antique mall when the kids were little. Like, I've been thrifting and garage selling my whole life. So it was like, oh, okay, I've run out of things. The kids and the husband won't let me sell all their stuff anymore. So let's go to the thrift stores and start finding stuff there. And I just started rolling with it. And if you really want to learn brands, if you want to be one of those people that just sells anything that's not nailed down, which people do, I would suggest Harry Tornado. He's always finding cool stuff. I was gonna say Goldfinger Picker, Chad Pagel, but I don't think he's doing videos anymore. If you want to know about clothing, Nicole State just started her YouTube channel again. I know a lot of people have issues with her. I don't. I think that she's doing her thing and she's out there and she gets a lot of haters. And I think if you're really popular in any genre of any sort of following or whatever, you're going to get haters. And I think she takes it too seriously and lets herself disappear when she should just be like, well, that's what I did and I tried it and it didn't work out so good, so now I'm sorry and I'm going on to this. But she'll like disappear for 6 months, which is really frustrating being one of her fans. But she is really good with clothes and she's kind of come back to ground zero to where like she started shopping at the Goodwill outlet. It's also called the bins, the weigh and pay, where you buy things by the pound. Like I'm going to go on Wednesday to my local outlet and I can buy, I think this last time I bought 43 items for like $43. So $1 an item. There's not too many places you're going to get it that cheap. And you can find, I've pulled Prada, I've pulled gold. I've pulled one of my best finds there, and it wasn't even clothes. If you know what Sticks furniture is, it's this carved wood furniture and it's very like folk art. And I knew what it was because I love it because it reminds me of Mary Englebright and I just love Mary Englebright. Anyways, I found a coat rack laying in a bin at the bins. It had one thing that was torn off of it because it had all these little like birdhouse things, and one of the dowels had broke, and I just had my husband cut it off and put another dowel in there and fix it. And I think it ended up weighing like 6 pounds. Back then it was 99 cents a pound, so $6, and I sold it for $3.50 or something like that. But I bought a jewelry jar at the outlet, and it had vintage amber prayer beads in it that I sold for $160. So although there's plenty of what we call bread and butter, which is just like the little things that you sell all day long, all week long, that just keep you at that steady pace, every once in a while, you just find these gems. I went to a garage sale and she was like, everything's free. This is my parents' house. I just want to get rid of it. I said, do you have any jewelry? Because I really started dabbling in jewelry. She goes, well, I have this old jewelry box in the garage and it's just got a bunch of costume jewelry in it. I just haven't gone through it. I really don't have time. And if you want it, you can just have it. I'm like, yay, give it to me. So I found a gold necklace in there that I sold for $120. I've sold several of I just this week, I've sold 3 of the vintage sets of like a necklace and a bracelet, a brooch and some earrings, and a necklace and some earrings. And each one of those went for like 30 to 50 bucks each set. So, you find free stuff. When COVID hit, I got resourceful because all the thrift stores closed. So I just put ads out there. I just put posts out there on my Facebook, like buy, sell, trade groups saying, hey, I'm going to be up front. I'm a reseller. But now that the thrift stores are closed, if you're cleaning out your clothes or cleaning out your closets or whatever, you have bags of thrift, like donations, I will come pick them up. I got so much stuff. I got a lot of crap that I just like kept, and then I would put those out on the free groups, and people would come and get it. I'd be like, this is mostly men's clothes. Sometimes within 20 minutes, someone would claim it and it would be on my porch and they would come grab it and be off with it. Like, it was awesome. But I got resourceful. So many resellers were like, oh, we can't buy anymore. I'm not going to do it. I did garage sales by appointment because people were having garage sales, but they were only letting like 2 people in at a time because of all the scare of the impending sickness. And yeah, so I guess I'm babbling on. Wrap it up. Sell stuff from around your house that you're not using. Do you have that, juicer that you don't use anymore that you bought when you were on that health kick and now you're not using it? You can actually part it out and sell the parts separately for more than you can get for the whole thing. So that's a whole nother business. You can buy small appliances, part them out, the pusher for the fruit, the lid, the blade, the whatever that thing is that catches all the skin and the pulp and all that stuff. Like, you can sell all of those separately. You can buy Dysons and part them out, because somebody breaks their hose or breaks the brush thing or whatever, and you can part those out. Like, that's what I'm saying. There is a market for everything. Cars, people buy cars and part out the cars. Like I had this friend from my hometown and her car got totaled, and she's like, well, they said they'd buy it back from me for so much money. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I said, as a reseller, I would keep it and part it out. I have a Camaro in my driveway, and if anything ever happened to it, I would do my best to keep it and start tearing it apart. Those door handles are worth something. Though that vent face is worth something. That, driver's side window is like the bumper, the tires, the rims. Like, you can part out cars. So there's so many niches that whatever, that you can sell from. Rally Roots is another one. They buy a lot of different things, mostly clothes, but they buy a lot of things. They started with $200. They right now just bought, well, it's been a few years, but they bought a huge piece of property. They're turning one of the huge buildings into this huge, like, warehouse house. They're turning this warehouse into a home. They're having it like all built up inside to turn it into this big, beautiful home. And they started with $200, and they've turned they have like a little mini empire, in my opinion. They go thrifting all the time. They have employees. They buy wholesale. They sell wholesale. So yeah, it is so possible to do this as a living. So I'm going to go now. One of my goals is to get out more content, so I'm just going to start answering questions and getting on here. I would eventually like to be doing like what sold, what I bought, haul videos, but I haven't got that organized yet because I'm just trying to get listings done. So that's more important for me right now. But yeah, so have a great day. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to either make a video about it or answer you in the comments. Thanks for watching. It looks like I got 1 thumbs up. So if you are watching this, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I need to get to, I think it's 1,000 viewers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that. So I can start monetizing my channel where I will actually make money from YouTube, which will be a really great thing too. And that's a whole nother thing that you can do. If you specialize in anything, if you know how to, like I'm looking at getting a new fob and key for my car. I'm looking at videos and people are making money just making videos on how to program those fob keys. People are making money on how to train your horse, how to train your dog, how to play golf, how to go swimming, how to travel the world, how to, so I'm making videos on how to sell used items and new items and make a profit. So subscribe, ask questions, enjoy, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.